What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to another episode of the Nonstop Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon. Joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Those of you familiar with this brand of the show know that what we like to do is we like to poke Rick a little bit and ask him what he thinks the episode's going to be based solely on the title, because he's never seen it before. So with that in mind, Rick, the episode is called "But I Have a Receipt." What do you think the plot's going to be?
Yeah, so I think the guys are going to buy something from the store, use it for a bit, then take it back, and realize this is a infinite stuff glitch, and then take it one step too far and break something that they can't return, and they're going to get all butthurt that they should be able to return it because they have a receipt.
Rick, nil point.
0. Okay.
About the only thing you got right is there's a receipt involved, and I'm not going to give you points for that because it's in the title.
Well, let's see how wrong I am and why.
Rick, I am going to say as well that I think this episode is going to be a personal favourite of yours based on the theme.
Sure.
So that being said, Rick, what are we doing today?
Alrighty, we're doing regular show season 2 episode 12, but I have a receipt. 3, 2, 1, and go.
So what do you think's going to happen in this episode with what I've just said of, like, I think you're going to enjoy the theme? Game night.
They're D&Ding.
Ah, you got it.
My mom isn't a game. It's a shit-eating grin.
That's not a group game, Pops.
Is that what they're going to all end up playing at the end of the episode?
I couldn't tell you. That's a good cover art.
It is.
The fucking arm waving and the shitty theme.
Yeah. I mean, that does sound right up Pops' alley.
D&D is fucking awesome, but you gotta have a DM that gives a shit.
Yep.
Also, playing if you buy D&D in a box, you're not going to be able to run it straight out the box.
Nah, everybody needs to have read the rules before you do anything about it.
Yep. 50-sided die. 48-sided die and 2 marbles. Like, fucking...
This game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hippos.
Just fast forward 3 days. Benson's really weird in this sense, in that these are good questions to ask, but like he's clearly not enthusiastic.
No, he's not.
You should never need a calculator at your D&D table.
No. However, I have had to use a calculator in the past sometimes.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be needing to do sophisticated calculations. It's usually, what is 7 plus 8?
Yeah. Yeah, like, what is 95? Oh, no.
But at the same time, like... Yeah, I kind of agree, though. You can't return a game because it's shit.
God
damn, he's got such a that guy voice, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the comic book guy voice, yeah.
No, that doesn't sound like comic book guy.
Well, okay, but he's got the comic book guy demeanor.
Yeah, that I'll agree with. That's a character design we've seen before. The guy that looks a bit like a werewolf.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is it petty? Yes. Can you sympathise? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. To make the game look lame.
So, did you catch the change that they needed?
Yeah, they use toilet rolls instead of paper towel rolls.
Oh, that's so lazy, but so fun at the same time. Okay, so
Man,
I totally get...
He's such an evangelist, as if he's the one that made the game.
Oh, spoiler.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. He's the one that made it. Okay, cool.
But also, even if he didn't, it's part of his business to sell that, and he's clearly got tons of copies.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's the one that's able to say, 50% off, rather than
Yeah.
just letting people buy as many as they want.
I think at one point it's free with a pack of gum. Which is like, at that point, why even bother selling the damn thing?
100% off. With purchase of gum. So, yeah, he can... So, here's the point. They can now buy the full copy. They can buy the unopened copy off that guy and return it.
His costume looks better than you guys's.
It does. Because it's simple.
Yeah. That's terrifying. Unnecessarily terrifying.
It's pretty cool, though. It's a cool visual.
Oh, for sure. Welcome to Darfon.
Oh, okay, so that's what the toilet paper was. It was ears.
Yeah, it did look like it was meant to be like a Viking helmet.
Yeah, I thought it was. And even though they're in this form, Rigby still got a keyboard on his chest.
Yeah.
Coming from a head. Fucking silly.
Yeah, you're roboting out. I don't know what you're saying.
It's okay. It's coming from a head, and it's a bunch of head bats.
Ah, okay. Rule number 1 of D&D: don't fucking antagonise your DM.
Oh yeah.
Have you said anything after? Oh yeah, I didn't get it, Rick.
Yeah. Don't antagonize the DM, and don't make it DM versus players.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was meant to be a keyboard.
Yeah. He's a technomancer.
Oh, pops his guitar.
Yeah. He's a space cowboy. Oh, and again, Game Master, because I can't say Dungeon Master.
Yeah. Because Dungeon Master is copyrighted.
I think a lot of people already like Bard because of their bullshit sex powers, but they like it even more if you could fucking fire laser beams from your guitar.
Yeah. That's a statement. If we were doing episode titles, I think that would be it.
Getting fucking ground and pounded by one of these chibi fucks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he created Darfur,
Yeah.
That's why he's so invested. He is literally that guy who's like, I played a single player campaign, so I'm level 20 already, with the Doomslayer Sword of Doom.
The death sword of death that can cause death.
He's literally Cartman in Stick of Truth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way...
by the way, that did bleed damage.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny. It's so good. So, by the way, if you don't engage in the role playing part, then it no longer affects you. +3 awesomeness repels water. However, it does mean you're stinky. Listen to this one. I fucking love this cutaway and we're going to get in a minute. And I think you will as well.
They stab the box.
I think you're going to love what you see. Because it's fucking great.
Okay, so what's they actually done to him? Oh, they put a ruler in him.
This is so fucking horrible, isn't it?
He can't get the. He's gonna die.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, it was $7 for the whole thing.
Yep. Benson rightfully annoyed.
Yep. Well, that's $1 more than it cost to hire Party Pete.
No, Party Pete cost $8.
Sorry, $1 less. Sorry, yeah, Party Pete was $1 more. Yeah.
It actually cost $50 an hour, if you recall.
Yeah, but they only spent $8 on him.
Yep. And
for 10 minutes.
And a bunch of Benson's old coke.
Yeah.
I love how they went into the shop to buy a new game, but the shop keeps fucked off, and he's dead by now.
Oh yeah. He will have. If they'd shown blood, he would have bled out. But no, he's just gotten rulered.
In my opinion, it's worse than a sword, because how much blunt force trauma do you need to make a ruler stick into someone's chest?
Yeah. Oh man, it's the storm ruler.
No. Rick, do you agree with my assessment of Nil Poir?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, fair enough. I was not expecting it to be a D&D episode.
And do you agree with I think you're going to really like this episode?
Yeah. And I definitely wouldn't have picked that out from I Have a Receipt.
Oh, definitely not. Again, about the only thing you got correct was the fact there's a receipt involved, which it's in the title.
It's in the title.
What do you think of the episode, Rick?
Yeah, it was fun. It reminds me a lot of other episodes of other shows where they do the same sort of gags. Like, I think they do the same thing in Gravity Falls as well at some point, don't they?
I don't know. I haven't watched that show.
Okay, fair enough.
They do it in She-Ra.
Oh yeah, they do it in She-Ra. They do it in My Little Pony as well.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
They play like unicorns and oubliettes or something.
I never got that far, so I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, what do you think?
Oh, it was a great episode. I loved it. This is an episode that gets used to get repeated a lot on the Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And you can see why.
Sure.
As far as self-contained one-and-done stories are concerned, this is a pretty fucking good one.
Yeah, it is. Like, this can go pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. And like, it's slightly a shame that the shopkeeper ended the way he did, because it's a really icky thing to look at.
It is, and that character could have been used in the future for similar things, but obviously they don't need him, so they got rid of him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was fun. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it was.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah.
Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? What was your favourite moment?
Trouble ahead, and there were a bunch of headbats, because that actually properly made me laugh.
I believe they were called man-bats.
Yeah.
As well.
But they were all just heads with wings.
Is Man-Bat copyrighted by Batman?
Yes, because it's the other character that Batman isn't.
Yeah. Anyway, that like Man-Bat is what you think Batman is if you've read Spider-Man.
Oh yes. How about you? Do you have a favourite moment?
I really liked Skips's when Pops was told you're free, you have to spend 3 days in cybersleep, and Skips has obviously been around the block a few times. He's like, can't he make a saving throw? And it's just like here's throwing out D&D terms in something that's not D&D focused, and it cuts to the people running the game who don't know what they're doing, and they're just like, you're suddenly ambushed, which is such a fucking cheap tactic whenever someone asks you a question.
Yeah, this is true. However, I think that's the first time that Mordecai actually was playing the game as like regular D&D is intended to be played, where like ignoring the rules in that moment just to make something happen that's more fun.
Yeah, no one was having a fun time at that point, except for Muscle Man, who was like, I get loads of ladies, and
yeah. Oh, but except he failed. He failed to open the door by asking out ladies.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there was a short sketch. It wasn't a YouTube short. It was just a short video of a guy like introducing your non-D&D playing relative to the D&D table. It's like, oh, here's so and so, blah blah blah. What type of character do you want to play? And it's like, I want to play a giant. And it's like, well, giants are typically NPCs, but seeing as it's your first time, we'll let you and blah 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 blah. Eventually, just goes, we want to go to a strip club, and the DM's like, that's not really a fit. And eventually, the DM just gives up and goes, fine. You know what? Why don't you run the game? And the DM pisses off, and the guy who's never touched it before just sits in the DM spot and goes, you go to a strip club, rolls a bunch of dice, 15 titties fall out. And it's
15 titties.
It's so fucking funny because they play it so straight. It's great. I loved it.
Stupid.
It is, but like that's just D&D in a nutshell. It's like, that's dumb. I love it. But yeah, that was my favourite moment. It's just some proper D&D bullshit. Let's add to our ever-increasing and all-important MVP board, Rick. Who's getting your award today for Hi, but I have a receipt?
Apologies to you having to find this as a graphic, but it's going to Darthon, the shopkeeper himself, because without him, there would have been no Realm of Darthon.
Yeah, but he's also a dick.
Oh yeah. But like he's the reason that the episode existed. Like in every way, like he was the your show's only as good as your villain, and today he was the villain.
This is true. Let's also go on another tangent here, Rick. How good would it be if a tabletop RPG was £7 to get in?
Oh yeah, like that'd be so good.
Like, I think the core rulebook for D&D 5th Ed is like 50 quid.
Yeah, like, and this is from a time like 10 years ago when 20 quid was still like a significant buy-in point.
Yeah.
Like 20 quid is not something to sneeze at even now, but it gets you a lot less in the real world outside of luxuries these days.
And it gets you a lot less as well because that's the core rulebook. That doesn't include the monster manual. It's got some
an adventure.
Or an adventure, exactly. Which you need either an adventure or a monster manual. In fact, if you get an adventure, you need the monster manual because a lot of the stat blocks you need are in the monster manual and not in the adventure book.
Yeah, and like if you're lucky, you'll get some of the monster stat blocks in the adventure.
Like, I'm running Curse of Strahd right now, Rick, and the only monster stats in that are the unique characters that appear later on that you've not met, plus Strahd himself, because he's got a different stat block to a regular vampire.
Yeah, he's not just a regular vampire, yeah.
So it's one of those...
Spoilers for people who've not played Curse of Strahd. Strahd is a vampire!
Dude, the fucking first word, the preface is, hey, wouldn't it be great to have a vampire story, but one that's actually scary?
Yeah.
Because vampires as just generic enemies aren't that threatening in regular Faerun.
Yeah, because daytime happens.
Daytime happens, they're not that challenging. Vampire spawn are only a CR5.
Yeah.
So eat a dick, historian.
I'm pretty sure he has.
Yeah, like I know everyone in Faerun is bisexual, but Astarion is the most bisexual.
Oh yes, it's a frantic bi energy. But yes, how about you? Who's going to get your MVP?
I'm giving it to Mordecai. The first time I'm giving it to Mordecai in season fucking 2, if you can believe it.
Sure. Sure.
Because at the end of the day, he's the one who was savvy enough to create a sword immune to rule changes. It flabbergasted Darthon enough to actually let him get the finishing blow, but it also, like, yeah, again, very much thinking on your feet. Like, I think Mordecai, given a few more years, could be a competent DM.
Yeah, totally. And I like the gag that the sword of immunity to rule changes was a ruler.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Do they call them rulers in America?
I think so. Well, it's either that or a Measuretron or something, I don't know.
A Measuretron. Anyone who calls a ruler a mesotron is like Pop's level simple.
Yeah, it's a Measure-tron.
I'm really, really bothered how good of an impression that was, Rick.
And that was without practice as well.
So yeah, that brings us to a close today. That is, but we have a receipt in the books. Join us again next week for episode 13 of Regular Show Season 2.
Bye, everybody.